Hey everyone, welcome to this webinar on how ClickUp 3.0 can supercharge your marketing workflows. I'm your host, Elliot. I'm a member of the Solutions org here at ClickUp, and there are a couple of things I wanted to go through before we get started. First off, we are here answering questions in the Q&A, so feel free to ask your questions in the Q&A box. Also, we've got a live chat going, so if you want to talk to other members of the audience or react with an emoji to something that you like or love, that's always appreciated. And finally, we are going to be sticking around an extra 5 or so minutes after the presentation to answer any additional questions you may have. So I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to my teammate, Mike, who's going to teach you all about marketing workflows in ClickUp 3.0. Thanks, Mike.
Hi everyone, welcome to this 3.0 spotlight on campaign and content management with ClickUp. My name is Mike Slaby. I'm a strategic solutions engineer here at ClickUp, and over the course of the last 3 years, I've worked with tons of customers on marketing and content teams to build solutions that will help streamline and automate their day-to-day workflows. Throughout the next 15 minutes, we'll be walking through a handful of new ClickUp 3.0 features and how they specifically can be applied to campaign and content management. The 7 topics are as follows: new folder overviews for getting a top-level view of your running campaigns, conditional logic in forms, which will simplify your intake process, view updates to further customize the way you work, the new task view, which not only got a UI facelift, but now also incorporates ClickUp AI to streamline project updates and subtask creation, and then lastly, updates to docs and dashboards and cards. Before we hop into the 3.0 feature spotlight, I wanted to help orient you as we navigate all of the new updates. For this webinar, I'll be working out of the marketing team's space. We'll start at a high level and work our way into the actual work that's getting done in our campaign management folder, as well as our content management folder, and then take an executive view via dashboards. With that being said, let's jump right in. I'm going to first start high level here by clicking on the content management folder and talk about our overviews page. Overviews give you a bird's eye view of both spaces and folders and allow you to see across the locations within them and make changes quickly. Also, if you're new to ClickUp, overviews make it easy for new users to understand how spaces and folders are structured. From here, you can attach things like important files and resources for your teammates, so things like release notes, slide decks, assets. You can also get immediate insight into your projects with this portfolio overview widget. So at a glance, I can see we have one incoming request that is yet to be triaged. We're about halfway through our campaigns from FY23, and we still have a ways to go with our seasonal promotions. But now let's navigate to our incoming requests list and talk through our updated form view. As a best practice, most marketing teams typically use forms to automate and manage the intake process. As a reminder, forms are a view and can be added by clicking into the plus view option and choosing the form view. So looking at our campaign request form, I want to highlight one of our more recent 3.0 updates, which is the inclusion of conditional logic in forms. For example, in marketing content management, if a team were to select that they need a blog post as the type of content they're creating, conditional logic can now prompt other fields to be filled out like word count and target keywords, optimizing that content creation process. So let's take a look at this in action. Using the external request form, I've already pre-filled out most of the fields except for this project type requested question. So we'll go ahead and select blog, and now automatically word count and target keywords appear in the form. So now by going ahead and submitting this form, ClickUp is going to automatically create a new campaign request with all of the relevant details already filled out. So no back and forth is needed between the submitter and the team receiving the request. Looks like our brand new blog campaign has been created. New year, new goals, how to supercharge your productivity and achieve your resolutions. By changing the status to triaged, This will trigger an automation to apply a templated set of subtasks for creating a blog post, and it will move it to the blog post list in our content folder so our copywriters have easy access to start working on it. So let's go ahead and manage this project from our blog posts list. Now that we're in our blogs list, which is used by our copywriters and content team to keep track of the progress and status of each blog in the pipeline, we've already set up a handful of views up top that serve different purposes because they provide different ways of visualizing the work. The board view is great for quickly understanding the status of each blog. With this Kanban style layout, you can view tasks as cards that are organized in status columns. And now, with ClickUp 3.0, you can utilize swim lanes to further group and categorize your work. For example, if you also wanted to see the priority of these blog posts alongside the status that they're in, you can now group these swim lanes by priority. Or maybe you want to further group this by assignee to get a clear picture of who is working on what and instantly reassign work on the fly by dragging it into the different swim lanes. Another view that's going to give your team an edge is the calendar view, which can be used as an overall content calendar for your blogs. Calendar views are perfect for providing a high-level overview of your team's content strategy and publishing schedule. You can elevate your content planning by seamlessly color-coding tasks by status and leveraging custom date fields for precise scheduling like draft and launch dates, thereby ensuring a visually intuitive and efficient content calendar experience for your team. And the great thing about ClickUp's hierarchy is that it allows you to really easily control the scope of information being viewed. To illustrate this concept, each list within the content folder contains their own calendar view, which will let you establish an editorial calendar for each content channel, right? Like the blog posts. However, if I navigate up to the content management folder, I can also create another editorial calendar, but this time it provides a calendar across all channels, so including things like landing pages, social posts, webinars, and those blogs. What's great about the calendar view is that it can be customized to, for example, change the coloring. So maybe you want to color it by a custom field instead of status or list. And you can also use custom date fields, so you're not limited to just start and due dates, because oftentimes the due date doesn't reflect the date that the content will be published. So by using these custom date fields, we can now see the launch date versus the draft date versus the review date instead of those standard start and due dates. With the new 3.0 update, this new list view provides a more intuitive and visually appealing interface for managing tasks. It offers a sleek new design with improved spacing. All fields are able to be easily resized and left aligned, and it provides options for grouping and filtering directly under all of your views. It also includes this quick creation modal at the top right of the screen, and this gives you the ability to choose which item type you're actually creating, whether it's a campaign or a project or even just a standard task. Overall, the list view in 3.0 aims to enhance productivity and customization for users. We've also added an optional status progress pie chart icon, which helps to improve project management and tracking by providing a clear and intuitive visual indicator of task progress. Now that we've highlighted some of the best views for content management, let's take a deeper dive into the work itself within our tasks. And for that, we're going to drill into our newly created blog post campaign. Task descriptions are so important for ensuring that everyone is on the same page and has all of the relevant context and detail they need as you pull them into projects and deliverables that are in flight. But they can certainly feel like a chore, and it's oftentimes difficult to get started with writing them. What you'll notice is that everywhere in ClickUp that you can insert text, ClickUp's content AI is going to be available. So things like the description is a perfect example of this. With the /write AI, you can include a prompt and tell AI what text you actually want to insert into the description. And this is perfect for creating the initial draft of the creative brief. As you can see, ClickUp's Content AI has fully built out this creative brief and included things like content formatting. So now we can directly insert this into the description. Content AI like this was the first release of ClickUp AI. And since then, we've been working to incorporate AI in more project management use cases. One example of this is using ClickUp AI to help build out projects with subtasks. Keep in mind, we already had an automation kick off to generate subtasks based on the fact that it's a blog post. All right, so we can see all these subsets here. On the other hand, if you're starting fresh and don't have an established and templated set of tasks, you can leverage ClickUp AI to intelligently generate subtasks based on the context within either the project, as well as patterns from other campaigns in the same list. This takes a lot of the effort out of creating project plans and provides a good jumping off point for nailing down the steps that need to be taken to complete the given piece of work. And if you don't want to include any of these AI-generated subtasks, you can simply deselect them to remove them. Aside from using AI to expedite subtask creation, managing your subtasks in 3.0 has gotten much easier and more efficient to work with. The new sidebar allows for quick access and switching between the parent tasks and subtasks to easily navigate between those high-level tasks and the detailed subtasks. From here, you can very clearly see the tree of subtasks and click into them if need be. You'll also notice the addition of these new tabs here, which dramatically reduces scrolling and makes it faster to reach the specific details you need, whether those are custom fields or attachments or subtasks and their specific custom fields. You can very easily, again, see those subtasks, change fields like assignee, priority, and even add in custom fields to be able to visualize. And if you can't find it, you can always search for it. Now it makes it really easy to visualize all of the metadata associated with subtasks. You'll also notice some updates have been made to our relationships. ClickUp's task relationships are a game changer for marketing teams. They make it super easy to see which tasks depend on each other and work together to get things done faster. So let's say, for example, that we have a New Year's promotion that we're blocking, and it's dependent on the completion of this blog post. It's really easy to use relationships to create a dependency between these tasks so that the team understands the downstream effects of any potential delays in this project. You can also easily see the custom fields and attributes of the connected task or project, so you don't have to click into it to view its information. And just the same as subtasks, we can add in all those different fields right from here. So now that we've set up the campaign and done some work on it, we want to make sure that the right people have visibility into the progress of our work. And instead of combing through all of the details that are in the task and then writing up a summary for leadership, it's now as easy as clicking a button to automatically generate these highlights for your manager. And using the ClickUp AI summary, you can get an overall summary or time-based updates of what has happened within the last 24 hours, 3, 7, or even 30 days. So let's just get an overall summary here. From here, we can copy this text, add it as a comment, and then @mention our boss. Now, let's take a look at how ClickUp is changing the game with our updated docs. Once the groundwork has been laid for requesting and executing on your campaigns, it's important to document and maintain your best practices. The design and development of ClickUp Docs have been carried out with a strong focus on enhancing productivity. There's no need for your documents and plans to be separate entities. Instead, they can all be viewed together in one unified interface that is integrated to ensure that everything you need is readily available in one place. And ClickUp Docs are perfect for creating internal or external wikis that live within the context of your work. This way, you can keep all of your learnings organized and accessible, preventing future mistakes and saving time. This doc specifically keeps track of standard operating procedures and best practices for the marketing team to easily refer to. The navigation on the left-hand side allows for a structure of pages and subpages so that information is logically organized. In this case, we're tracking meeting minutes for our team, and you even have the ability to directly collaborate within Docs, whether it's adding comments and specifically mentioning other users, or even creating an action item out of meeting notes by turning this text directly into a task. And of course, you do have the ability to leverage AI within these docs, whether that's summarizing all of the content that has happened within the doc page, or highlighting text and using AI to improve upon it by fixing spelling and grammar, making it longer, shorter, or even translating into other languages. Now, to tie a bow on everything that we've just shown, let's finally take a look at how ClickUp dashboards can allow you to report on all the work that you're doing across your marketing teams. The beauty of using a solution like ClickUp is that you'll be able to create incredibly insightful reports for tracking the progress and status of your campaigns in real time. And ClickUp dashboards are really easy to create, and you can incorporate several different kinds of data visualizations called cards, so you don't have to comb through spreadsheets to understand important information across your teams. So whether it's using things like pie charts or bar charts to understand important metrics, you can drill in to these visuals to see which projects actually make up these different data visualizations. You can also visualize straight up KPIs to understand those important metrics, embed things like content calendars directly into your view, or even have real-time collaboration across your team directly within the context of your report. And it's easy as clicking Add Card to add in a new visualization, where you simply choose the visual, and then from there, filter and customize where you're pulling the data from. And you also have the ability to resize and rearrange your different cards, depending on the priority and what you want to show first. So, as you can see, ClickUp 3.0 offers a consolidated platform specifically designed for marketing teams. This platform facilitates quicker content creation and provides an enhanced level of visibility across the entire portfolio managed by the marketing team. The unified nature of this platform allows for streamlined operations and improved efficiency in managing marketing tasks and projects so that you spend less time planning and more time being creative. Thank you for watching.
Hey everybody, it's Elliot again. Thank you so much, Mike, for that amazing presentation. As a reminder, the Q&A is going to stay open for an additional 5 or so minutes. Also, just wanted to mention that the session was recorded and we will be providing a copy of the recording to you along with additional resources. I'm going to jump now back to the Q&A to keep answering questions, but thanks again for joining. Really appreciate you taking the time today.